today on Sailing Joy.
And after so many days, I would say 3 weeks in a marina because of the batteries, today marks a very important day to us because we're starting the journey to go to our winter destination, which is Montenegro, a place that we never ever thought about visiting. Nevertheless, spend 6 months there. It's gonna be about 550 miles more or less to get to Montenegro. So today we sail to Palermo, and then from there we're gonna have about 10 stops before we get to Montenegro.
Olha, tem caminhão de expedição ali.
Here in Sicily, where we are now, there's not a whole lot of anchorages that you're gonna be able to hide from the wind. So that's the reason you have to jump from one marina to the other if the weather is not that good. So we have arrived here in Palermo, no stress whatsoever to stop here at Marina City Mar. That's where we are. It's pretty cool because we're right into town. Over there you see the Basilica that we're gonna go visit in a little bit, but we're right into town, so this is great because we can this way step out of Joy and go to the city real easy. We just put the cables here. That's mad mooring like everything else. That we're there and there, and from those mountains over there, that's where the sirocco is gonna come, which is like very strong winds that we're gonna have over the weekend. This marina has had before almost 70 knots in the past with no damage, so it's a pretty safe place. We're expecting to have between 30 and 40 knots over the weekend.
So we went to check out Palermo, eat some pasta and the famous gelato before getting back to Joy with extra fenders to make sure Joy would be okay during that strong winds that were about to begin that evening.
Tem alguém andando lá atrás. Vai voar.
We woke up early and left the marina to move east on the island of Sicily.
Grande! Uhul! Lindo! Ai, que fofo!
So we always hear there's no fish in the Mediterranean Sea. And I gotta tell you, that may be true because we only got one tuna so far whenever we're crossing. I think it was from Mallorca to Sardinia. But we don't give up. So we put our fishing poles out and we're crossing our fingers that we're gonna get a tuna or any other fish so we can feed ourselves. So we're leaving Palermo behind. A lot of people don't like Palermo. We loved it. We thought it was like a very, very charming town. A little dirty, but it really does have its character. So we really, truly enjoyed, spending some time here in Palermo. Now we're going to Cefalù. I think I'm pronouncing that right. For you guys that are Italian, let me know if Cefalù is the right name for this pretty city that we're gonna be visiting in a couple of hours. We're gonna arrive there probably in the end of the afternoon. This is Cefalù, where we're spending the night tonight. We're gonna spend the night at anchor here, and tomorrow we're gonna go to the marina, which is on the opposite side of that rock over there. We decided to do that because, you know, we're gonna arrive and just sleep tonight, so it doesn't make any sense to go to the marina. So tomorrow we'll get there around 11 o'clock, so we get to see the city. Old town is over there of Cefalù, so we're excited because a lot of people talk very good about this city. It's supposed to be pretty nice. And it's a chilly morning today, and we left pretty early the marina here in Cefalù, and we are going to Capo d'Orlando. We left very early because there's like a some cloud formation that it's supposed to rain in the end of the afternoon, and we don't want to be caught on the rain. So we're leaving. It's gonna take probably 6-7 hours, and we're gonna get to Capo d'Orlando. That way we continue on sailing Sicily, so we can get to the Messina Strait, which is gonna be an interesting challenge for us because we have to match the currents, the wind, and everything in order to pass successfully the Messina Strait, so we can continue on to Montenegro. And while we sail to the next destination, Patricia takes care of her nails here at Joy. This weather is super crazy this time of the year. When the summer is already gone, the weather is not as stable, and we're seeing a lot of instability here in this area. We are seeing some water sprouts about 20 miles from here. We're going straight here on the coast of Sicily, and we have our sails up. We have about 12 knots only of wind, and we decided to turn both of the engines on because we saw on the radar there is a thunderstorm coming our way. We want to get to the marina before the thunderstorm hit us. So if we only went with sails, it would be like 4 knots speed, and with the engines on, we're going at 7. And that way we'll arrive at the marina 1 hour before the storm. So that's what we're doing. And this time around, we're planning to do 283 miles from where we are today all the way through Messina, Calabria, and we'll get to Brindisi on the other side of Italy. So we are well positioned over there to cross the Adriatic towards Montenegro, which is our final destination. We have a very tight window, which is it's good and bad at the same time because it takes us away, but we gotta be fast. So it starts today, the biggest crossing for Joy so far, with me and Patricia on board. Fair winds, Justin.
Yeah, good to see you, eh?
You take care, all right?
Have a safe passage. We'll see you down the line.
Absolutely. You take care.
Phoebe, you need that loose end and take it inside and help us. Axel, as soon as you let that go, it's going to come back. So you need to be at the line. Help you. See the line. Okay, now she can help you. Take it tight.
So we're pretty close to the Strait of Messina, and we have our engines on. We put our sails down because we want to have full control of Joy. We have looked at the forecast for the currents, and it's gonna be favorable. In half an hour we're gonna cross the Strait of Messina. We're super excited about it because it's something that a lot of people are afraid of it. I don't know if afraid is the name, but you gotta have a lot of respect for it because of the currents and everything else. So in 30 minutes we're gonna pass. As I mentioned, we're gonna have some currents in our favor, so we're looking forward to it. It's the end of the afternoon, so I think it's gonna be pretty.
Estamos nos aproximando do Estreito de Messina, são 6 horas da tarde do dia 23 e, pra variar, né? Tô um pouquinho ansiosa e vai dar tudo certo. Cruzando os dedos aqui para ser bem rápido e tranquilo. E depois disso, mais 2 dias.
Currents were a bit stronger than anticipated, so we had to turn both of the engines on. You can see clearly here currents fighting each other, creating a bit of a turmoil in the middle of the channel. Because of that, Port Control advised us to follow the Messina side very close to land to avoid the current against us.
Virando thru.
Un canale.
At this point, we had 3 knots current against us. And I was a bit tense because I knew if the currents got a little bit stronger, we would make little or no progress forward.
Eu achei que era ondas, mas não é, bem ali, ó. Gigantes peixes.
and then after that we continue on. Right now we have 350, no, we have 266 miles ahead of us to get to Brindisi. It's a very long passage. It's the longest passage, as I mentioned, for us. So Patricia was very nervous, and she's still very nervous. I think probably in the next 24 hours, as the wind really dies out during the evening, she's gonna feel more comfortable and all is gonna be okay. And but that's the right weather window. We gotta get out of here before the next week, which is gonna be pretty strong, the winds here, and we're gonna be stuck here for 10 days. We don't want that. And we're almost here in Brindisi after 2 days and about, I don't know, 10 hours. It was the longest crossing we had so far, me and Patricia alone. It was a very short winter, and I mean a very short winter of weather. As we are arriving here in Brindisi, you guys can see the sea state is deteriorating a little bit. The winds are picking up. It's about 21, 22 knots. We have like 1 hour more to go to enter into port, so we feel very confident that we're going to conclude this trip safely. It was not one of those that you truly enjoy the entire time, but it's part of the game. You're not going to have fun all the time and all of the crossings that you go out on. The most important thing is to secure that weather window. It's going to take you to the port that you have selected safely. So that's what happened to us. A little tired, so I'm looking forward to get to port and rest a little bit.
Next on Sailing Joy, we departed Brindisi, Italy, and sailed all the way to Tivate in Montenegro. We got lucky and caught this awesome fish on the way.
We have arrived in Porto Montenegro.